Jada, thank you for being here.
No, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, on our small but mighty podcast, I like to say. Um, we do a lot of F1 stuff. We've seen you around like the F1 space, and yeah, I just thought it'd be really fun to interview you and kind of get your perspective on like F1. Because I think you have a pretty unique like perspective compared to like us, right? 'Cause it's super like male dominated, and you bring kind of like a unique perspective to it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm super happy to be here. I always love, connecting with new people and fans and everything. And definitely, well, you guys are also from America, so that also differing perspectives. So definitely super fun. Can't wait.
Right on. Yeah. Okie doke. So, first off, how did you get into F1 in the first place? Like, what prompted it all?
Super cliche. My dad got me into it actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like 99% of fans come from, the previous generation. But yeah, so my dad has loved motorsport and F1 forever. So I grew up around it. But I never actually I don't know. I didn't really watch it. I was a bit like, why? How do you even enjoy that? I did ask those sorts of questions. I'm embarrassed to say. Um, but no, after I had a lot of like contemplation time with certain things going on in my life, and it ended up like kind of opening my eyes to the world of motorsport. And yeah, my dad was just like, watch a race with me, watch it together, and I fell in love.
That's great. That's
Now
awesome.
here you are.
Yeah, exactly. It's my whole personality.
Literally, us too at this point. Honestly, it
Yeah.
was a little bit different for us, because it's not like it just became a thing here, like in the United States. Like
Yeah.
they built Circuit of the Americas in 2013, and we didn't
Yeah.
have a U.S. Grand Prix for I don't know how long, but yeah, I think Drive to Survive helped like blow it up, and then eventually like I guess after like the big Liberty Media takeover, like I started seeing a lot of like F1 stuff on my phone, and I'm like, I need a sport to follow, and I don't want to follow like basketball or like NFL or like any of that. So I was just like, I need something cool. I like cars, and then eventually I got into. I just like naturally kind of fell into the crevice of the F1 rabbit hole,
Yeah.
and then this guy, I got him into it because he
Yeah.
needed to into, and now we're obsessed.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I mean, I needed a sport to follow too, and him and I were talking. Him and I have been friends since high school. And so we were talking, and he was talking to me about F1. I was like, oh, I've never really been into motorsport, but I think it's cool. And so he said the same thing. He's like, well, watch a race. I was like, okay, yeah. So I got F1 TV back when F1 TV was still a thing. I watched my first race, and I was hooked.
Well, yeah. I love it. I love it. That's so sweet that you guys, into it together. Like most of my friends hate it. So like I've made like online friends to enjoy F1 with, but all my friends here, they're like, I don't get why you like it. It's really boring. I can't quite convince them.
Yeah. Surprisingly too, like a lot of my friends, like I'll post like F1 related stuff and they just don't care. And I think one of my friends, like, they gave me like that stereotypical like response where they're like, well, they're just going in a circle. It's like, shut up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So
no.
I'm in the same
It's
boat.
the worst.
Sorry to cut you off. Sorry. I was just going to say
Fine.
that like I'm in the same boat where like a lot of besides Caleb here, a lot of like the people that I've been meeting that are into F1, they're like across the internet,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, I've luckily through social media met a couple people that do live near me. Like, I was shocked to be like, wait, you're from here? And then we end up meeting up. So that was kind of nice. But, like, other than that, most people I'm like, no, they're like halfway across the world. Like, I have friends from all over the world now because of motorsport.
Well, see, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about an international sport, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can literally meet people from like all over. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I genuinely think that's wonderful too. It just goes to show how connecting certain things can be, especially motorsport. Being an international sport, it can really just connect a lot of different people that you would have otherwise never met.
So, with like the internet and stuff, you got into F1, and then what kind of made you want to go into like the content creation like side?
So I was, oh, sorry, I get distracted by animals. um, so, well, Okay, so I got into F1 and I was like, this is super cool. Started getting F1 on my feed. You know, once you get one video, you get like your whole F1, which I love. But last year in January, I was like, okay, I need a New Year's resolution. I need to get out of my comfort zone. You know, I was always like the behind the scenes editing type person, never like the face. I never really thought I would be the face. It was kind of like very far away from it. But then I was like, you know what? Let's just post a video. It was the most nerve-wracking, you know, minute of my life posting that video. I had to block like every single person I knew so they didn't see it. Um, but no, it was the best decision I could have possibly made. I'm so glad I did. I've made such a wonderful community. Like I just made it, you know, I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I wanted to make new friends and it was perfect.
Okay, cool. Are you like wanting to go somewhere with it, like kind of like expand it?
Yes, I do. So I've got like two routes. My main one that I was originally thinking was motorsport media marketing. I do love like the behind the scenes of, you know, creating content in that way. But recently I've been looking into more like the presenting route as well, because I've been posting a lot of new videos and me talking about the news and, you know, getting people to learn more about F1. And I actually, you know, I really love sharing content in that way. So yeah, definitely.
Right on. That's super cool.
Yeah.
We're trying to basically grow our little podcast to kind of expand to like all reaches of like the motorsport community. And
I love that.
yeah, we're trying to eventually, like my vision is like we get like a guy for every kind of flavor of motorsport. So we get like, we're the F1 guys, right? But we get like
Yeah.
for like MotoGP or girl, and GT3, like endurance racing and all kinds of things, and kind of make it like a whole like channel. That's like
Motorsport podcast. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
yeah. So that's our goal. Long time coming, but that's what we're trying to do.
No, it's great. It's great. It's definitely, I feel like there is so much coverage on F1, but there are so many other sports and motorsports that don't quite get their recognition, like British GT, great series, but not enough people watch it. It's like, even just going to the races, they're so much cheaper than the rest, you know, so much cheaper just because they want people to go, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. There's a lot of amazing motorsport series.
Yeah, I saw this. I think it was. I don't even know what it was. It was like some kind of like motorsport event at Daytona. It was like the Rolex 24, and it was like kind of like a mix of cars. I'm not too familiar with it, but I looked at tickets for it, and it's like so much cheaper than an F1 ticket. It like blew my mind. It blew our mind because I told you about it, Caleb. And,
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember that.
it was like $100 for like a 3-day pass. You get like what? Like you could walk the paddock, and you can like do all these like extra stuff for like $100.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
No, it's insane, isn't it? It's like, oh gosh, honestly, like on I think in a couple weeks' time, I'm going to the British GT Media Day, and it's free. It's free because they literally don't have enough people going, so I can go and see cars on track for free. It's like the best thing ever. I can't wait. I can't wait. I went last year. It was amazing, and you get free roam of Silverstone. Like I was just walking around and just looking around, like it was super cool, super cool.
I'm jealous.
Awesome.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, no, I'm jealous too. Silverstone is iconic.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, definitely. But bringing awareness to those smaller motorsport series is so important.
Oh yeah, no, because like F1 is amazing, and I think my heart will always have F1 as my favorite. But the other motorsport forms that you can watch are like just honestly just as good sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I watched for free on YouTube, by the way, the Gulf 12 hours at Abu Dhabi in December.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like just a free live stream that you could watch it, and like it was like I got sucked into it. I ended up watching it for like 2 hours straight, just like going live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing though. It's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how do you feel about like the United States kind of like getting more into F1? Because we started with Circuit of the Americas, and now we've kind of expanded to Vegas and Miami, and now like every single year we see more and more people like here in our country like just go crazy for it. So how like what's like the UK kind of perspective on that?
You would get a lot of different perspectives. My personal perspective, I'll start with, is that any new fans are, I welcome with open arms. That's why the series that I do, they're all about welcoming like new people and older people. But you don't want people to feel alone, because lots of new fans get isolated because they haven't been into it long enough and stuff like that. I don't think that's okay. So having any new fans, including the Americans and all of that sort of stuff, it's great. And you can see, with the promotion of the F1 movie, Drive to Survive, and all of those things, they're trying to bring in, the new crowd. However, not all not all people believe that. There are the people that believe that it should be, classic F1, British. I don't think that's the best way to view it. It's not very open-minded, but people do have that as their opinion.
Yeah, no, I think one of the only damning things about motorsport that kind of keeps it behind sometimes is there is like this big sense of elitism in it, right?
Yeah.
That's what's kept it behind, I feel like, for so many years until like the past decade or two. I don't know where it comes from. I think it's because maybe it's like a rich man's sport. That's where it'd be starting at.
Yeah.
But I can totally see that perspective for sure. I've heard a little bit about that.
Yeah, it definitely is. Unfortunately, it's such a great sport, but it is for the rich. It's not easy access into it, and obviously that makes it exciting in different ways, but it can also cause a lot of barriers. But I also think even just as simple as wanting to be able to watch an F1 race, how expensive it is. Lots of people go through illegal sites now just because they literally can't afford it when it's a sport. It should, you should be able to watch it for cheaper, or that's why, some people go and they look at the other motorsport series because it's like, well, at least I can afford to watch it. At least it's free on some services. But I love F1, but it's definitely an expensive hobby.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's the only like downside, I guess, of it, if there is a downside, is that.
Yeah.
How is it being like a woman in motorsport too? Like, because I'm sure that's different compared to like what we probably encounter as like men in what is essentially like male dominated until somewhat recently.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult. I think a positive thing is that we have created such a beautiful community of women in motorsport. I have made the most amazing friends from it and the most amazing opportunities from it. It's wonderful, but obviously there is a lot of hate and disgusting things said online towards women in motorsport, whether it's about us not being able to know anything because we're women. You've got the sexist comments, and then you've got the vulgar comments, which, if anyone's been following my stuff, they know I get a fair share of. So do most women. Even, I'm sure people like Abby Pulling and they will all get sort of comments like that, unfortunately. And it's something that you hope to change, but then you look at it and you're thinking, well, it's not just people being like this in motorsport. It's just, sexism, full stop, So the best thing we can do is stay positive and create good communities that don't involve that. Yeah, that's the best thing.
I can't imagine what it's like, obviously, because male. But I love to see it kind of evolve into a more inclusive sport. I think it's really healthy, and I like where it's been going, because I think 46% of F1 fans now are like women. So
yeah,
and I think it's growing too, which is awesome. So
definitely.
It is pretty toxic, at least from like what my understanding is. But I think hopefully in the future we can maybe see that kind of go away. That kind of hand in hand with like the elitism, I think, right? It kind of hand in hand with that.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously with, F1 Academy becoming bigger and bigger, that's already showing how talented women in motorsport can be. And with F1 engineers, named after corners and tracks and all sorts of stuff, like you can see the progression, especially the past few years, definitely.
Yeah, it's a great thing to see. do you see that like that kind of like thing, like do you see like the inclusion kind of growing to a point where we're not even like having a conversation like this anymore, like in our lifetimes?
Really do hope so, but I don't know. I don't see the end in sight yet. But
Mhm.
I think ask me in a couple years, and I'm sure my answer will change.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, no. I think I can speak for Caleb too. Like we love to see it.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
it's great to have, I guess, everybody in motorsport because more friends, honestly.
Exactly.
And I can talk to the opposite sex now about motorsport, and if they're into it, then it's like I'm not sounding like an alien who like is just from a different planet, you know. Benefit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing that more women are being included in motorsport. I think it's a much needed change, especially from how the sport has been. And like Tyler said, I think it's very healthy that this sport is growing so much that we can really start to include everybody instead of just it being a male dominated field and men running the show like it has been for so long.
Definitely. It's good. It's all good progress.
Hell yeah. Moving on. You want to talk about current events in F1 right now?
It's of course. It's the most chaotic season start ever. I'm pretty sure. I think there's a new F1 update every single day.
Yes.
Oh my god, absolutely insane. Even just starting with today, right?
And they made it official.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw it. It's crazy. One of my friends was sending me a message and he was like, isn't it the funniest thing that the rumor comes out and then it gets confirmed basically within 24 hours now? Like, it used to take a couple of weeks and now we're just like, oh no, that is true. Okay, got it. You know what I mean? It's insane how fast all this news is coming out.
it really is, because like I feel like me and Caleb, like just last year even, like we would talk about something on our podcast and we would usually like get the episode out after like a couple days. And
Yeah.
we noticed that like some of the things that we like would talk about, like within like before we even post the podcast, like whatever we were theorizing just gets debunked like almost immediately.
Yep.
It's just it's insane.
Like
It
the whole
is
thing.
insane. It's a rapid sport.
Like the whole thing
Yeah.
with Max meeting with Toto Wolff, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's gonna activate his exit clause," and then before we even got that episode out, it was like, "Nah, that's not happening."
Yeah.
No, it's so difficult. Like, I love working in the marketing world of motorsport, but you have to be so fast. You are literally, if you don't post it within an hour of it happening or something being a rumor coming around, you'll miss it completely.
Yeah. No, I don't even have time to like make my own posts that are like hot lap branded. I just end up reposting a bunch of other like accounts. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's the same for me. Like, I will always try and stay as on top of it as possible, but my particular style is, I love fast-paced editing and stuff, which takes time. Like, I can't be whipping this out within seconds of it coming out,
yeah, no. We understand that very well actually. So
Yeah.
like it's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked about the whole thing with Aston Martin right now because like I knew they weren't going to be like a top performer. I just didn't know it was going to be this bad.
Bottom, yeah, it's looking so rough, and you're seeing like Fernando Alonso, and he's just so fed up. This poor guy is going through absolute horrendous times. Like, he can't even stay out on the track for a lap at this point,
Yeah, well, there's like memes of him like basically they're calling his car like the electric chair at this point.
Oh no, I saw that. Oh no. I feel so terrible.
It's so bad. That car needs help. I think it's actually so that the FIA themselves are just stepping in to like help Aston Martin with this.
No. Oh my god, bless them. Bless.
I think with the new regulations, so Aston Martin aside, like overall, is like from an all team perspective, the racing's been great. At least past two races, Australia and China. Like,
Yeah.
it's been amazing. I saw a statistic where, like, in Australia last year, with the ground effect regs, we had like 45 overtakes at the same track, right? And now it's like over, I think, what, like 150 or something like that, some insane number, like at least.
Insane statistics, yeah, absolutely. Like what we just saw, you know, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton absolutely fighting at every single possibility. You know, it's great. It's terrifying sometimes. You're like, please don't crash. We don't want to stop the fun. But you know, the interviews of Charles Leclerc afterwards, he was talking about how much he was enjoying it, and I don't think I've seen Lewis Hamilton or Charles Leclerc actually smile in a very long time.
Yeah, no, they're finally out of the Ferrari dark ages, it looks like.
Love to see it.
We love to see it.
Love to see it.
Lewis Hamilton is the reason why, like, I got into F1 at all. Like, I took his master class, and he was kind of like who really got me like really interested into F1. Besides like social media and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like hell trying to follow him last year, but seeing him like where he is, I'm like, thank God. And then obviously, Caleb, Charles Leclerc, super fan, so he's eaten.
I see that. I actually have a cardboard cutout of Charles Leclerc on the other side of my room. It was a prank from my mum, so she thought it'd be funny to scare me. Hold on, let me go get him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to see
what?
it.
What?
That's hilarious. We're gonna see the cutout.
Oh, oh my God!
He's
so
cute.
cute.
I thought he was gonna be in his race suit. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
He's in like a proper suit.
That's
hilarious.
Awesome. I love that.
I know.
Yeah, he's kind of like a running family joke. He comes out at Christmas, you know.
Next to the tree for like the family photos and stuff.
Exactly. I think last year or the year before at the Christmas party that we have, one of my family friends, she got a bit drunk and she likes F1. She was like, gosh, is that Charles Leclerc? She starts taking selfies with him. So yeah, he's a great addition to the family.
That's great. You're the unofficial wife of Charles Leclerc.
He's already got a wife. I've got to stay away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Right? You and your obsession with him.
I'll send him over.
Yeah, right. Mail him over.
Mail him over.
Bring him back by Christmas, Caleb. You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. No, Caleb's definitely eating. Lewis Hamilton's eating right now. I am actually a huge Mercedes fan. How it
I
went
can tell from your stories.
Yes, I love them. Lewis left the team. I didn't. That's pretty much what happened.
Oh.
So like, I don't know. I can go on a whole tangent about it. About why I love Mercedes so much, but I'm supporting George Russell and he is killing it. But obviously not without Caleb's. Yeah, right. T-pose. Not without Caleb's golden boy giving him a hard time. That's for sure. So we're both having fun this season.
See, I'm not having fun. My driver that I support is Norris. So it's a rough season. I'm starting to feel a bit of the pain again. Like obviously I had a great season last. It was chaotic, but great win.
Yeah.
This year's it's interesting so far. And don't even get me started on how I feel for Oscar. That poor guy.
That poor man.
Really rough. yeah. Not even getting out on track in his home race as well. Like, it's just rough. Come on.
It's been really bad for McLaren. Really bad. As a McLaren fan, like I'm praying for you because holy shit.
Yeah, I'd like them to be in the fight, you know, to be able to enjoy some time on track. Like they deserve that. I don't doubt that it will probably be, you know, Mercedes or Ferrari winning at the end of the year. You two will be happy, I know that. But it's more that it would be nice to have McLaren in the fight. It'll make it more fun. It will make it more exciting.
Yeah, like a little three-way shootout. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Again.
Exactly. Who doesn't want that?
Oh yeah. I gotta say though too, like the tables turned for McLaren and also Max too. basically all the title contenders last year, they're suffering right now.
Yeah.
They really are. I feel terrible watching, like, I don't know, when you're listening to the radios over again, you're just hearing them like, ouch, I could not deal with that amount of pain, and like, you're training for this your whole life, and then especially with Max, you know, who knows what's going to happen next for him. It's not looking like he really wants to continue on. It would be nice for him to at least be able to drive in his last year or so.
Yeah, last couple years.
Yeah.
He's fuming, honestly, and it's got to be such like a hit to your ego too, after especially like winning 4 world titles, fighting for a title, maybe like an Oscar sense too, and then just going into like this new regulation car, and it's like you must feel like so like useless, kind of like how Hamilton felt like last year, like.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
with our drivers, like performance, it's literally like the car, but like you don't. I feel like it must be hard for them to kind of like compartmentalize that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was literally having this conversation with my dad the other day, and it was like, yes, obviously they know it's the car, they've been told it's the car, but there's still like yourself, you're like, could I be doing something better? Is there another reason why I'm not up there in the ranks? Like, obviously mental health it's a big thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that gets talked about enough, but like the mental aspect of when you're, you know, part of the grid in F1, and you know you're not doing as good as you were like just a year ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm sure Max will kind of get a return to form though this weekend because he's racing 24 hours of Nürburgring.
Yeah, exactly. He'll get his fix.
Yeah, I'm actually super excited to watch that. It's free, like on YouTube.
It's insane, right? See, that's good, right? Nice, free, and actually good racing.
Yes, probably won't be watching all 24 hours, but I will be trying to watch whenever Max gets in.
No, watch all 24
Cool.
hours. Do it. You won't.
Dude, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Why don't I just do that? I don't need sleep. What did he say? You can sleep when you're dead. So
You know what's not wrong? I haven't had sleep in like months, so like it's fine. I just stay alive with the thrill of motorsport.
motorsport, caffeine. That's what we run on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man, do you have any predictions for Suzuka next weekend, Jada? It's next weekend, right?
It is. Gosh. Okay. Well, see, it's kind of undeniable that George will be in the top ranks. You know, if anyone's even watched the last couple races, yeah, no, he's got speed and talent. So he's got a great car, and it's lucky. Yeah, exactly. He's lucky enough to be in that position. Also, Kimmy's been looking really strong. Like, look at him go. Obviously, he's lucky enough to be in a good car. But you can't deny it. He just won. You know, you can't put that aside, and he fought for it. You know, look at that gap. It was like 9.5 seconds at one point. It's insane. I would like to see the Ferrari boys though competing. I would like that. I'd like to see Charles Leclerc on the podium. That would be nice. Maybe even fighting for a win. But definitely, and hopefully no Aston Martins out. That'd be nice. I hope they actually are able to stay on.
That might be a tall ask, low key. I saw this thing. They're not even going to go with like the special livery that they were planning with Honda. Vape hit. They would. The explanation is, I guess, because they don't want to associate that special livery with like bad performance. That's why they're not going with the special livery for Aston. So I don't know when they're going to get.
Really, ouch! That's gut wrenching. That's not great. That's not great, is it? That's not great. But
yeah.
I guess all we can do is pray, right?
Yeah, for real. Pray and hope. Hopefully Wheatley just does a 180 on the team now that he's joining it.
Exactly. See, this could change everything for the better. You know, having Adrian Newey back in his actual focus of what he's good at. You know, no offense to him, he's great. But definitely, I think although the shift is a bit chaotic for the drivers, I think it will hopefully be good.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good too. Because to your point, right? Like, Newey's an engineer and like a car designer. So like, whenever I saw that he got announced as like the team principal for Aston, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I remember the what, like when I saw it come through as the notification.
Just didn't make sense.
No, like I get, obviously he was offered a large sum of money, and I can see, like, if you see the talent in the person, you're like, well, I want you to control everything because you're awesome. But like, sometimes people are good at their specific areas, you know? It's best to focus on that. Some people are good at being team principals because the way they manage stuff, and some people are better as engineers.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that completely.
It's like a nicer version of being like, hey, stay in your lane because that's what you're good at. You know?
I'm trying.
But not like in a mean way, obviously. Like in a practical sense, right? You wouldn't send out the garbage boy to go run a team, right?
No, exactly.
I'm not saying he's a garbage boy, but
I got what you were trying to get at. I know what you're saying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Get out. I low-key am wondering if we're gonna end up seeing like a title fight. Because right now, obviously, George is dominating. I'm pretty happy about that. But you know, Ferrari with like these race starts, like they're just destroying everybody, Mercedes
they
included.
Do have pace. Yeah,
they have pace. It compared to like the rest of the grid, right? You have both the Ferraris and you have both the Mercedes ahead of everyone else by like a very large margin, like at least like what, like 10 seconds, something like that.
I think so.
Yeah,
Like,
it's huge. It's huge. Yeah. They can't even try and start fighting with the top runners.
Yeah.
They can't even start. So I'm genuinely wondering if we're gonna end up seeing like Shaw or like Lewis get some wins in the future. Maybe not at Suzuka, maybe at Suzuka. I'm not too sure. We have a long year ahead of us, so I mean, like anything could happen. It's F1, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's such an exciting sport, and well, obviously it will be interesting since we've got the two cancellations. You know, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. So we've got quite a big gap. I'm sure lots of people are quite upset about that. You know, but.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, you know? So who knows? Maybe this is just going to get Aston Martin and McLaren back on their feet and they'll go at it.
Yeah, that'd be
nice.
nice.
To be hopeful.
Yeah, it's nice to be hopeful about that.
I can't say I wouldn't like seeing a return to form from especially McLaren, because it would be a lot more fun. That would be really cool. Gives the teams a lot of like development time. Now that we have, after Suzuka, we're basically having like a month.
It is, yeah.
Dead space. So, what's the next race after Saudi Arabia? It would be.
I think it's Miami.
Miami? Okay.
I think I can check. Yeah, it's Miami. So,
oh yeah.
God, that's quite a step, right?
That's an interesting track too to come back to. It's decently technical, at least like when I played on the F1 game. I have a hard time on it, so.
No, I've only done like the F1 game a few times when I've gone to the F1 arcade. It's super fun. You know what? It's a great thing. You know, I think I want to set up a whole sim racing thing in my room. You know, spare like 10 grand for the proper stuff. You know, it's fine.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
My mic down.
Okay, lucky you.
I got it on sale too. I was like, ooh, but I got the shifter right here. I got the pedals down there. Tyler and I play pretty frequently. We play F1 together pretty frequently.
Yeah, I have like 200 hours logged on the F125.
Oh my goodness. Who's better though?
Oh, him for sure, him.
I want to make a joke about him being better, but it's not even like
No.
it's like Lando Norris in Mexico like this past year, 30-second gap.
Yeah, no, for real. Like
Goodness.
he is way better than me. He logs his pace, and so you're a couple seconds off the
Esports.
average esports pace. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 2 to 3 seconds off of esports pace because eventually I would like to join a league and kind of get competitive in sim.
Very nice.
I want to circle back to you and your sim thing in a second, but since we're on this topic, yeah, no, I am constantly like practicing with like my little Logitech, and I'm trying to like upgrade my setup to eventually something like what you said just now, like a 10K like setup. I want like the seat to move, and I want to have like the triple screen, and I want like that whole setup, and I want to be like laying down like an actual F1 driver. That's the goal, but obviously that'll take time. But as much as I can, I try to like practice and get good because I want to. Being in like esports, like I feel like that's like the most approachable way if you want to get into motorsport right now. Karting, maybe not so much, especially if you're like, in your 20s and stuff. It's not really like feasible. So like if you really want to like, in an affordable sense, get into it, then you want to probably do like esports.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a smart way to get in. And, you can do it from the comfort of your own home, right?
Yeah. And take a break from the 24 hours of spa or something and grab a drink.
Exactly.
Yeah. You said you want to get like a $10,000 like rig, right?
Look, that's like my future home staple, right? I feel like I'm gonna have a whole setup, right, with like awesome screens and then my sim racing in the corner. I've got a whole vision, I've got a vision board. Like this is a must. It's a must.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. It's a must. I already told like my dad, for example. I'm like, look, I want to get like a whole room dedicated to this. Just a box with like the simulator in it and like nothing else.
No, exactly. To be honest, I told my dad, he was like, great, as long as you're paying for it, I'm coming around every day. So it's great. I don't blame him. I'm sure he's happy that I've actually gotten into, motorsport now because I'll be paying for everything.
Oh yeah, he gets to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right?
Exactly. He keeps going, Jada, when you make it big, you have to invite me to all of the races. And I'm like, of course, I'll try my best.
I got you, Dad. I got you.
Yeah,
Club. Paddock Club on me. You got it.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said before, like I guess the sim talk, I'm pretty excited for how the season's gonna go. And I would be so lying too, though, on like the opposite side of it, if I didn't like seeing all these drivers DNF because it's kind of entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't blame you, and to be honest, like it definitely shakes things up. I just get like, if there are 15 cars on track, I'm like, guys, there should be more. Like, where are the rest of them?
Yeah.
It does shake things up. I think I'm just hoping that this year doesn't turn into like another, Max Verstappen winning every single race and then, having George Russell win every race. Like, obviously, if that happens, he deserves it. It would just be fun to see people actually being able to fight with each other.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there. Seeing any team just total domination, it is the most boring thing ever. I swear to God.
Yeah.
The first half of last year's season, I kind of started really watching around like Canada, and Silverstone was an exception because Silverstone last year was peak.
It was great. I was there. I loved it.
You were there? Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's so
I did.
cool.
It was so cool. I was in the Lando stand, and it was spectacular. It was super, super awesome. And yeah, what an exception! Nico Hulkenberg and everything. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better race.
Yeah, I watched it live. That was like the first live race I watched. It was that race. I feel like I got spoiled because what followed after that was just McLaren dominance. I felt like for a while, and I think you hit me up, Caleb, at one point, and you were like, "Are you gonna watch the race?" And I was like, "Dude, no.
Yeah.
McLaren's just gonna like win again. I don't care. Not right now."
That was a couple races after Silverstone. I was like, "Hey man, you gonna watch the race?" And you're like, "Dude, there's not really a point if McLaren's just gonna win again." And I'm just like, "Yeah, but I'll still watch it."
Yeah, I know. I was the same. Like with Max Verstappen, look, he was just constantly dominating and dominating. And yes, obviously, it was like, come on, please fight him, you know. But unfortunately, I can't miss a race. It's it's built in my system now. I work on F1 clock.
Oh yeah. I try to watch as many races live as I can, but on a race like China or a race like Japan, it's just like so late. It's like at 2 a.m. like I think Japan is. I'm just like, I'm not. So
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, it's early ones for me. Like this start of the season, I'm like, do I like F1 again? Like this is stupid times to be waking up. I've been so sleep deprived, like constantly. I'm like, it's only been 2 races and I still have no sleep. But definitely I'm lucky enough to have the Europe races, and then it's like, oh, that's like 2 p.m. every day. This is great.
Oh yeah. When it's a domestic race, it's just like the satisfaction you get. You just literally like, oh my god. I went to Vegas last year for the Vegas Grand Prix, and it was at night, and I literally like was just like a walk over from like my hotel to like where I was like watching the race. So amazing feeling compared to having to like wake up at like 3 a.m. to watch a race.
Oh no, definitely. To be honest, I set myself up a bit when I was in Silverstone. I decided to go camping. I was like, I need the proper experience. And I'm not a big fan of camping, but it was actually quite fun. We made a great community. However, I decided that it was the best idea to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, and I was there for a week. Because I wanted to get to the track. I wanted to watch everything. I was like, I am using all of the, like, I spent enough money. I need to, do everything. But it was worth it. I ended up meeting quite a few drivers. I ended up watching so many different series. Like, it was definitely worth it. But it wasn't relaxing. It definitely wasn't relaxing.
Yeah, that sounds actually super stressful. What the heck? Especially because it was raining last year too.
Yeah. No, it was definitely, I have so many videos of me just going, why am I stuck in the rain again? Why am I here? I was sat alone because my family, they wouldn't wake up early. But no, I was literally just sat sad in the rain. And to be honest, I didn't even bring, like, I had a really heavy coat, but I didn't bring it with that day. And I would, thank God, one of the online friends I made brought me one of those little stupid, like clear poncho things. And she was like, I've got a gift for you. I was like, thank you.
I'm just now remembering too. It was the one time I go to Vegas, it was raining.
Oh yeah.
Like qualifying was like wet, and it was not a torrential downpour like I think Silverstone was, but I was still just like standing, and I'm like, I was just getting like soaked.
I was even texting Tyler during all that rain, and I was like, "Hey, you staying dry?" He's like, "No."
Yeah, like my hair was wet, and I think I sent you like a selfie, and I'm literally just like,
yeah, you did not. You looked like you were having like not the best time in the world. You were still happy to be there, but you did not look like you were having a good time.
not during quality day. Race day was different because race day was dry, but quality day was took a hot shower that day.
Oh, see, that was the thing. I couldn't even have like a proper good shower because I was camping, and I didn't know how long it took me to dry off. Like I was just kind of sat there in soaking wet clothes. It was I don't know. It was definitely a fun, experience to talk about, but in the moment, I was not having a fun time. I think even like the food that I had in my bag got wet and soggy, and I was like, oh guys, this is so not fun. Like, why am I doing this to myself when there are people staying in B&B, staying in hotels, and I'm sat here camping? It was fun though.
You could definitely say that you're more dedicated to the sport than those hotel people. That's
Yep.
for sure.
Exactly. See, I only did it so I could have, the record, the certificate to say that.
Yeah. That's why we have the bragging right over
Yeah.
there. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah. I saw. Speaking of going to GPs, I saw your screenshot on your story. I didn't want to give too much away, but I saw Monaco Circuit, the email confirmation email.
Yes. No, I'm definitely very much broke now, but it's worth it. No, I'm super excited to be going to Monaco this year. There are certain reasons why I'm going this year that will be revealed. But I wasn't gonna go this year. I was gonna be like, okay, let's save some money. I'll choose a different race next year because I'm already going to Zandvoort later this year. And so I was like, no, I'll save my money. And then I got a DM from someone saying, hey, you wanna do something? I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to spend the last bits of the money that I made. But no. Definitely, it will be worth it. And as soon as I said, "Oh, Dad, by the way, I'm gonna go to Monaco," he said, "Why didn't you invite me?" And I said, "Oh, I just didn't think you'd want to spend more money on going to races." And he was like, "No, I'm coming." So he booked a ticket. So we're going together. But it's great. I love it. He wants to be involved, and he will be.
That's awesome.
I love that. Like such a cool like best friend dynamic with like the whole motor thing. I love that.
I know, definitely. I think also lots of my followers have started to really like my dad too, because I've talked about him in a couple of videos. I've had people DMing me being like, your dad is so cool. And I tell him, he's like, oh my gosh, people like me. I'm like, that's so cute. No, it's nice to have a little F1 buddy at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. This guy's my F1 buddy. Besides that, I have no one. I tell them I'm into F1 around here, and people are like, NASCAR? I'm like, no.
I'll tell people, I'm like, yeah, I do an F1 podcast. They're like, what's F1? I'm like, Formula One. They're like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's like hypercars going around the track. They're like, oh, is it like NASCAR? And I'm like, no.
It's always like that with like so many people. They're always just like, they always say NASCAR because it's like the only racing series that they know.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, see, you guys can educate everyone. Woo.
Yeah, that's our job. I have at least one listener that I know for a fact listens to every single episode, and she's been getting into it. So
Oh,
Okay.
it's even like one person. It's worth it, right? Definitely.
Yeah, it is worth it to me. Educating my fellow Americans on what I think is the superior form of motorsport compared to NASCAR.
I mean, it is the pinnacle of motorsport.
Yeah, pinnacle of motorsport. That's right. That's true. I am going to, on a just different note, I guess kind of circling back to live races. I'm going to Vegas again this year. It seems kind of silly because I live in Texas, and why wouldn't I just go to COTA? But I like Vegas more, to be honest. I kind of got to experience the magic of COTA in my own way, so I don't really like. It's very like. I don't want to say not special to me because it's a special track, but I don't get as excited about it as other people because I used to have a Triumph 765, and I took it around the Circuit of the Americas when I was. I'm 25 now. When I was
Subtle brag.
22. What's that?
Subtle brag. Just whip that one out there. Jeez.
Yeah, I tried to talk about it more as like a fact than me bragging because it's just something like I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I just did that. I had a track day. I woke up. I think I slept 2 hours that night because I was just so excited. But it was my first track day too. I got spoiled. But I took my motorcycle. I had a friend who was also my mechanic. He doubled as my mechanic, and he track prepped my motorcycle, motorbike, if you will, in the UK, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, we got it all set up, and from like 8 a.m. from 8 a.m. to around like 5 p.m. I had 5 separate sessions at COTA on my motorcycle, just learning how to like do racing stuff on a motorcycle. So like when people ask me, it's like, well, why didn't you go to like the race in Texas? It's like, well, I don't know. I kind of had my own thing. Like I was actually on the tarmac in Texas. Like, so it's just kind of like, I don't know how to like exactly word it, but I think it's just more special for me to go to Vegas than it is COTA. So I'm having a Vegas redemption arc this year because last year I bought a 3-day pass and it was $400 and it was standing room only. And I'm not gonna lie, the viewing angle I got was kind of garbage. It was really bad. Like I saw like the intakes of like the cars on like the straightaway. On the straightaway where they basically go through like the whole like Vegas strip where you see the Caesar's Palace sign. I was right under that. And you cannot see like anything over there. Like they had a giant like jumbotron TV for you to like kind of like keep up with it. And the cars would go by and you would hear them and you would kind of see them, but I didn't even like see the full cars. So this year I'm going to redeem myself in my experience there. And I'm going to buy a grandstand ticket, buy the Sphere, and do it right.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I think that's the only race I'm going to in person this year. I might make it like a little like yearly routine. I just go to Vegas.
That's cute. That's really nice. Like obviously in an ideal world I try to go to a race every year. I've been going to a race every year for I think this is my 3rd year now. I'm very grateful to be able to do that, you know. It's kind of all I spend my money on because I live at home, so it means
Same.
no rent. And I don't have a car. I can't drive because I couldn't spend the money on that because I spent all my money on F1 races. You know, you got to weigh it out, right? But definitely, I'm happy with my choice. I'm happy with my choice.
Yeah, I mean, no judgment here because I'm at home too. I have a car. It hurts me every month to pay the car payment for that. Besides that, yeah, I put a lot of my money into F1 stuff too. I lost track of all the packages that are coming at this point.
Yeah.
A lot of things. I have a McLaren F1 mod coming for like my little Logitech. So instead of it being like a road car steering wheel, I'm gonna like take that off and I'm gonna have like an F1 style.
Oh, that's very cool. I was gonna ask about that earlier because I was thinking you want to get into like proper eSIM racing. You got to get a good wheel, but that's great.
Yeah, that's what I'll start with. They make dedicated like F1 wheels that are like not mods, but like they'll come from like the factory.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll get to that point. Sim racing is a whole expensive rabbit hole, like other motorsports, but I will get there. I think I have that coming. I have an Aston Martin hat that I've been waiting on. I don't know what's going to come first. Either my hat's going to show up or Aston Martin will be able to complete a lap around the track.
That's cute. I was just going to hope that maybe the hat gives them some luck, but we will see, right? We will see.
Yeah, we'll see. I made the order in like February from the Rolling Stones shop because it sold out on the F1 store. But it's like a Rolling Stones F1 collab hat. I thought it was so cool. But I think a week ago they just made a shipping label for it.
Yeah, you told me that. You said it was quite literally like exactly a week ago. You were like, dude, they just made the shipping label. And they said in like 2 weeks after making the shipping label, then they'll ship it out. And I'm like, dude, that's awful.
Dude, it's just like the real team. It's taking forever.
Well, I waited like how many 2 or 3 months to get my Lando Norris mini helmet because I ordered it like just after he won. I was like, I want to bet. I was like, this is great. I'm gonna order my helmet, and then like 3 months later, I got it. So slow to get out there. Also, like
Tyler's about to win a bet at the end of this season.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot about that bet.
So
we
for
made such
context, last year I was so dead set on Cadillac being a front runner because I'm like, man, you know, they're starting from the ground up. They've had years to work on their car, get it all ironed out. They've had years to do this and that, and you know, we have 2 experienced drivers, not like 2 rookie drivers. It's gonna be great. Just you watch. And I was like, and I bet. And I put down on a little betting app $50 towards them winning constructors, because I was like, they have this whole time, even if they don't win like championships, they could still win constructors. I put $50 down. If it hits, which I don't think it's going to anymore, but if it hits, I'm gonna get $12,000 back.
Only that was real.
Oh, well.
Yeah, maybe find some other ways to make some money.
Well, I was so confident because Tyler kept telling me, he's like, dude, that's the reason you're gonna get so much money back is because the odds are absolute garbage. It's not gonna hit. And I'm like, no, dude, trust me, it's gonna hit. It's gonna be great. And then he's like, I will bet you $50 that Cadillac is not winning constructors. And I have a screenshot of him like Snapchatting me saying, I bet you $50 they're not gonna win. I was like, all right, bet. Whenever they win constructors, I'll be like $12,100. Like, let's go. And then the first race happened.
Yeah, you can. What is it? Valtteri lost his left mirror. Checo lost his right.
Yeah.
I thought Cadillac would be up there. I wouldn't say constructors wouldn't level, but I did think they would be doing better. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did he. I remember. Oh my God! I'm trying to make this a clip. I just need to find what episode this was. But we were talking about 2026 predictions, and this was like after we talked about like the bet, and you were like, "This is my logic. This is my facts. Cadillac had all the time in the world to focus on the new regs. Everyone else is doing both regs right now. They got this."
I said that pretty much verbatim. Yeah, pretty much verbatim. I said that.
Oh no! See, that definitely needs to be posted somewhere because that's gold.
I want to say it's maybe two. It's either 2 or 3 episodes before Winter Slop, and it's like towards the very end of the episode.
Okay.
That's absolutely comedy gold. Definitely.
Yes. No, I'm trying to get that clip of him saying that, and then just like cut to, like, Valtteri and Checo losing their mirrors.
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah. Oh man, I just think it's so funny. Caleb thought I was wrong. He's wrong.
Well, most people thought Lando wouldn't win last year, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Last
I
year?
think I I think I spoke to like, oh my, I don't know how many people. Every single time I would have someone DM me, be like, oh, who's your favorite driver and stuff like that, and I'd be like, it's Norris or something. Oh, he's not gonna win. He's doing terribly. He's not gonna win. Like, he doesn't have enough willpower. It's so many people, and I was just thinking, the moment that happened, I was thinking, oh, you proved all of you wrong. Like, and I made like a couple bets with some friends, like some like I don't know how much Lego I won from those bets, but it was a lot. It was some great days. I always bet. I hate betting money. It's like if I bet Lego, then it's like a win-win because I won it anyways.
You get what you were gonna spend the money on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, I've got Charles Leclerc's covering my Red Bull Lego Technic back there, but you know, it's a big hobby of mine.
Yes, I'm in the exact same boat as you. I wish I had my Legos on display, but in my room I literally have like a dedicated shelf, and it's just filled with Legos. It's actually overflowing onto like my dresser right now too.
Oh my gosh, no,
Yeah.
wow,
I'll send you a picture of it. But
definitely.
I don't have all like the cars on the grid. Oh yeah, I have that one.
This is the SF24.
The
Absolute gem over there.
The good one,
Yeah, the good one.
not the bad one. The 25.
No, I'll be building. What am I currently building? The Ferrari Lego Technic. I have no time at the moment. I just want to put it on my wall. Like, I've got the space ready and stuff. But that stuff it takes a moment. And also my dad asked him, like, I want to build it with you though. I like Lego too. Like, so I have to wait for him, but it's fine. It's nice.
Aw, that's cute. I just finished building. My most recent Lego I got was the Michael Schumacher Ferrari. The
Oh, I'm jealous.
yeah, the F 2004 I think it's called. Took me like a day and a half to build it. Not because like it physically took me all that time, but you know, it gets divvied up, right? But I love it. I love it so much. I'm trying to buy the McLaren Technic next. That's like my big one that I want.
Yeah, no, I want the new McLaren Technic. I got myself the old McLaren Technic a little while ago, but that new one, that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good.
It was really nice. Yeah, it's got like functional DRS. I saw like the pistons fire and everything too, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I need it.
that's really cool.
It's immaculate. It's immaculate. Honestly, I find it so interesting because on a lot of my videos, like I do a lot of videos about Lego and stuff. And the amount of like comments I have, like, oh, Legos for children, like you're just a child playing with that. I'm like, first of all, if on the boxes they say 18 plus, so in the UK, well, adults. But also, like, I don't think there's going to be a child that's actually able to build these Lego Technics. Like, if my dad and I are struggling with it, like, how on earth are you going to ask your, like, 5-year-old to do that, right?
Yeah, I built like the first big Technic I built was like a BMW S1000 RR motorcycle.
Very
Um,
nice.
I built that for my friend because he just has trouble with like the Legos pieces and stuff. But that took me like a week to build, and I was like tearing my hair out trying to build that. So I get a lot of like comments from my friends, like whenever I post about like my Legos, they're always just like, "Oh, look, he's playing with toys," and it's like, dude, have you tried building these things?
Yeah.
Yeah, you tried before. Yeah, you literally can't speak. The amount of times I've had people say that, I'm like, no, you actually have to try. It is so difficult, especially with like a lot of different working mechanisms and stuff. Like I built a whole engine, you know, like
Yeah.
that's not easy.
You literally with the Technics, especially, like you are literally building, like you can basically plug engineer because the pistons fire when the car
Exactly.
has the wheels rotating and everything. Like I don't know about the other Technics, but I know the McLaren has DRS, so you have like a DRS flap and everything, and it's like dude, like you're one step away from like an engineering degree building some of these.
Literally, and like having like the suspension and it's insane. Like this isn't a toy. It can't be a toy. I did not spend that much time making a toy.
I would never build that for like if I had a child, I would never build that for them, knowing how much like blood, sweat, and tears I put into it just for them to go like bang.
Oh my, no, I don't think you understand how scary it was to put up my Lego Technic on the wall. I like had a fear for days that it would just crash on the floor. These used to fall on the floor before I got actual good holders. I remember once in the middle of the night, I just heard bang, and I was like, oh, what was? Oh no! Like my 3 of my cars were on the floor. It was like bloody murder. Like it was horrendous. I think probably one of the worst days.
That's awful. Yeah, no. I did this for a meme, but I sent Caleb a video of me like smashing the Lego Ferrari that I had, the SF24.
Yeah.
Because I think Ferrari had just double DNF'd in Brazil at the time, and I was like, I gotta take advantage of this. So I like against like my wall, I just like threw it at the wall and like it just like smashed the piece.
I remember
No,
that.
that's a crime. That's a crime.
Loki, it was a crime because the amount of time I had to like take to figure out what pieces go back where. I rebuilt it, but I'm not ever doing that again because like the effort it took to rebuild it was like, okay, I'm not doing that again. The bit was not
Play
working.
Also,
yourself.
Yeah, well, exactly. Also, I'm pretty sure, like, how easy is it to, like, lose a piece? Because I've nearly lost, like, 10 pieces even while building it, you know? Like, when these fell off the wall, I was, like, scavenging under my desk and stuff to make sure that I didn't lose a single piece, right? That's insane that you did that on purpose.
I thought it was funny, and to be honest, I still love the video. It's pretty funny, but I'm not gonna do it again. That's for sure. Like you said too, like I lose pieces before I even like finish a bag. Like
Literally.
I will look for a piece for like 10 minutes before I find out I just put it in the wrong place.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Exactly.
That's exactly how I was building this. I was just like, where is this piece? Where is it? And I'm like looking through all the bags, and I have all my pieces like on the table over here, and I'm like, where is it? Where is it? And I look at the actual model, and I put it on there, and I'm like, oh.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been there. I can't remember what I was building. Oh, I was building the Ayrton Senna, a McLaren, and obviously that's like a really special one to me. So I was really enjoying the build, and I was then like, oh no, I've lost a piece. I was like, I was getting so annoyed. I was like, I was gonna build this in one day. Like I'm so upset. So I sent an email to Lego like, I don't have a piece. Like, I don't have this specific piece. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. I became a Karen, for goodness sake, for my Lego. And then about an hour after sending that email, I found the piece in the bottom of the bag.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can go a bit crazy sometimes when it comes to Lego, but yeah, at least I found it, right? And then I got sent the piece like a couple weeks later.
Yeah, no, it's kind of part of it's part of the fun, like losing your hair over some of these pieces and then finding it and you're like, oh,
Oh.
right.
Yeah, how easily I can calm down, you know?
Yeah, right. Seriously, I've encountered that more times than I can count with my Lego collection. I mean, I think this pretty much wraps everything up. Unless you have anything to add, Jada. It's
Yeah.
been great talking to you.
No, I've definitely had a fun conversation. Like this has been great and definitely worth it. Like I don't know, I have a couple friends in America that I talk about F1 and stuff like that. I met a couple at Silverstone, but this definitely a fun trio. I think definitely have to revisit this again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you ever want to be back on our podcast, like we are welcoming you with open arms to come back whenever you want.
Thank you.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, whenever you want, just let us know. Absolutely.
We'll
Will do.
time.
I love it. Great, definitely fun conversation, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. We will see you around whenever Suzuka happens. I will be DMing you, and Caleb, I'll be DMing you, and we're gonna see whatever carnage ensues after that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I guess episode done.
All right.
Nice to see you guys.
Yep. Nice to see you
See
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye.